everyone and welcome back to Charming Raindrops. Today we are going through my journal. I'm trying to get it so it doesn't shine too much. Oh, that's not right. I think that's the best I can do. Hi there everyone and welcome back to Charming Raindrops. I'm Vicky as per usual, and today I'm going to be going back through the beginning parts of the journal that I came up with in July. See if there's anything that I liked, anything that I've used, and anything that I'd like to change. This is just a reflection on how I did it this time and how I'm going to do it when I move into my next journal. So let's have a look. Okay, so I didn't do that, but I did an index. So I think I would do this again. Take that bit out, that's not part of it. So to begin with, I decided to have a list of my, I want to say my months, because my months were slightly different in the last, because I was trying to sort out spending as well. So it was almost a case of, because it was kind of a catch-all, I needed to change the dates. So next time I have a journal, it will be it'll just be normal months, because I now keep my budgeting and everything else in a separate journal, which you'll see, but I don't share any finances stuff on here. So I'll show you how I set up the journal, but that's where it ends really, because we don't talk money on this channel. But anyway, that means that in my general bullet journal, we can go back to January as January without it being too confusing. I did like the theme I did here, so I literally cut out loads of green leaves and stuck them on, and then I painted the orange background, which I did love. Next time I have my word of the year. I've already got my word of next year already. I do feel like it helps just to, you know, create a mindset that I was going to try and take this upon myself in everything that, and you know, most of what I do, you know, letting go, being myself. It was something I did try and do in the latter part of last year, i.e. from July, which is when I started this journal. And yeah, so I will be doing the word of the year again next year. So I'm going to put that on my list as things I'm going to do again, because word of the year, I think, really resonated with me. Even if I wasn't looking at it every day, I think it was always in the back of my mind that was the aim of where I was going. So yeah. Movie bingo and listing movies. I kind of stopped doing it sort of, when did I see The Joker? Probably October time, maybe beginning of November. And I found movie bingo quite difficult because I was trying to do book bingo at the same time. I don't really feel like I need to write my movies that I'm watching down anymore. So this is probably something that won't migrate over to the next journal. Yeah, I just don't feel like I need to write it down as much as I did when I made these spreads. I may go back to movie bingo at some point, but I'm not going to do it straight away. I've got other priorities that you'll see in my setup video for my next journal, or when we get to the pantry pages. I've got a few things that I really want to do on the decluttering and getting things done kind of thing. So to be honest, this is going to be taking a back burner for this journal, but whether it'll come back, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens next time I start a new journal. TV series, this is something that I've used quite a lot. Next year I'm going to try and sort of watch some more of these TV series. I've still got some to colour in. But yeah, because some of them, I do want to try and finish some TV series, or at least pick back up where I left off, because some of them I'm in, some of them I finished, some of them I haven't finished. But some of them I'm up to date with or not up to date with. So really, yeah, I want to put more effort into TV series next year, because this year I've hardly added to this at all, which is a real shame, because I quite like this spread. It's a very good reminder, because there are some things like I've got, if I zoom in, there are some things, like on the right hand page I have the Chicago series, and I knew where I was with Fire because I remember the distinct thing that happened last time I watched it. The other two, I've got no idea, so I'm going to have to figure it out. Whereas, you know, if I'd have been keeping this a bit longer, I'd know where I'm at. So that would be a good thing to keep into the next journal. So that will be moving across. But I may not migrate all the TV series because the ones that I finished and have finished, I probably don't need to have in the next journal. It may look like I stopped doing this, but I did find that the mood tracker was really useful. When I was doing it. I think what I need to try and do is I want to try and sort my routine out so that I am actually looking at certain journals every day, because I want to start looking at my spending journal every day. I know we don't talk money, I'm going to talk about routines, and this is another one that I can do that and this at the same time. So I think that would be really useful. But I do find that it's really useful to see that I think, oh no, it's been a really naff month, and then I've had actually more happy days than not. I've got a new monthly spread to try that I got off of YouTube called Dopamine Days, and that will come out in my first monthly video, which we plan with me for January. And the aim of that is just to write down one nice good thing a day, one thing I'm grateful for, just anything. It's like a line a day, and then it just gives you something that you can look back on, really. Excuse me. It's like a 5-year journal where you write everything in, but you don't necessarily have another book, because I'm not sure I wanted another journal to add to the collection yet. But this was a very good compromise. So that will definitely be going back into the next journal. Neither of these are going to go into the next journal. Not because I'm not doing them. That one was an absolute waste of time. It'll be going into my budgeting journal, etc, etc. This one, I do think I need to have something that marks how much weight I'm losing. But whether it needs to be here, I don't know. I may still put this back in. I'm not 100% sure. I think I need to give this one a little bit more thought. I've got another week, I think, before I do the beginnings parts of my next journal. So I've got time to think about it. I'm weighing towards the sensible going, no, you're not filling it out, but B, it's another thing on the priority list for next year. So, I mean, my eating habits have got a lot better in the last 6 months. I definitely did achieve one of my goals, which was to eat less takeaway. So the fact that I'm eating more at home now is just an added bonus, and it's just a case of keeping up the good work. So I may well start this again, or I might do something different. Probably will be something different. But, you know, I think it's just a case of, it's like going back to my mood pages. It's just making sure that I have it in my routine, that I am going to look at it, colour it in, you know, make it do what it needs to do. So I will make sure that if I don't do it this time, it won't go into the next one. Yeah, it won't go into the next one if I don't use it in the next journal. So yeah, I think I'm slowly swaying towards it being a good idea. Toiletries, my toiletry pantry, I'm not going to inflict that on you again. I'm just going to off camera, I'm just going to double check what I've got and make sure I'm up to date with this. But to be honest, this was really useful. There's certain things that I have not bought in over a year since I started this. So this is definitely moving across to the next one. But it's just handy to know what you've got hanging around. And I found that my cupboards in my bathroom are getting a lot clearer now and a lot emptier, so I can put stuff away. Now there's not so much stuff in there, to be honest. So yeah, that's a definite going to happen, because that has actually changed my routines and stops me wasting money, effort, and well, there's no point in having stuff just piled up, is there? So that's a definite. We're not going to go into quarters again next year, but I am going to do my level 10 life, because I found that's really interesting to think about it. You know, at least once every 3 months, I do want to think about it and see, you know, how I'm getting on. I mean, I have a wheel related to my health, which I'll just sweep through and show you if I can find. There it is. So I've got this one that I do, I'll just zoom in. We've got this one that we do every month, but that's more related to my weight loss and my measurements. But that's sort of a monthly thing just to keep my mind thinking about weight loss and my goals and my confidence and things like that. But this is more of a well-rounded, oh, I've got to move back out again. This is a more well-rounded life approach. So I'm going to do that at least once every 3 months. I'm not going to do it every month because I don't feel that within a month there's enough changes to make it worth doing to see the difference, to be honest. So this will be another one that will move into next year, the first one being done at the beginning of the year, and then we carry on from there. Food, the pantry. I've not done too badly on using stuff up. I mean, I feel like I'm going to have to do a dice bingo game for those sauce sachets, because it's a way of making them exciting so that I start using them up, which is, you know, the aim of the exercise. I think other than that, I think this can be a lot smaller. There are certain things that I buy a little bit of, and there are certain things that I buy, you know, most of the time. But I think a lot of this could be, it's a very long list, and some of it just sits in my cupboard. It's not stuff that I use all the time. So, you know, I just think it makes sense to condense this. So we'll still be doing a pantry list. Make sure I add it to the list. But it's going to be a lot smaller, and it's going to be a lot more tailored to what I need it to be. Whereas this was just everything in my cupboard, and that was too much, really. So into the first month, because we may as well just go through a few of the months until they start getting a bit samey. I'm always going to have a quote. It's always going to happen. We're always going to have a quote. It's a done deal. There's no arguments about that. Spending, we've already discussed, is going to be going into my budget planner. I changed the way I don't do weekly sheet spreads anymore, and I've changed the way I do my self-care bingo. So what we'll do is I'm going to fast forward through all the weekly spreads, because we don't tend to do the weekly spreads anymore. So if we go into the second month, obviously we're not doing spending anymore. I found that I'm going to have a content creation page, but it's not going to be monthly. It's going to be more of a yearly spread, but we'll see more of that in my video of setting up my new journal, which will be in the next week or so. Habit trackers, this has been really useful. As I said, it's about routine again, and making sure that and it's the same with the self-care bingo. It's routine and making sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. So making sure that I spend a bit of time every day just filling in the bits of journal that I need to be filling in. And that's a really good routine to get into. A bit of mindfulness probably before I read or listen to my book before I go to bed. So yeah, they're both staying. They're both very useful. I do change the habit tracker out a bit, but to be brutally honest, I think I'll just be going back to this because this worked the best. And I just love the look of it. It's just, you know, it's just beautiful. So yeah, I think I'll be going back to this one again. And then habit trackers, and then obviously self-care bingo. I've changed a little bit because I now have some stickers on it, but the layout is mainly going to stay the same. Meal trackers, I'm not going to have those in quite the same way. I'm more going to have planning shopping lists and planning food. It's more than anything else. And then so that'll be a new page spread, which I'm going to sort out ready for the new journal, which will come up in the next couple of weeks. But you may not see it until we do Plan With Me for January. Or I may give you a sneak peek when we get to starting up my new journal. But I'm not going to write down everything we eat every day. I just don't know how that's particularly helpful to me. It may be that other people find it really useful, but I just didn't. And you'll find by the empty pages that the wheels kind of fell off a little bit. So it's kind of a case of just making it so that it works. Oh, we've got another level 10 life. Oh, there's a copy of my self-care bingo with the stickers on. Yeah, and then the only other new one is my measurement spread, which will be coming back in 2025, because I feel that measurements as well as weight is definitely the way forward. And I'll also be doing these like spinner things to see where I'm at with most of the things. Yeah, I have some different categories. I mean, I probably could do this on camera with you 1 month at the end of the month just to show you how this works, but it's a little bit like the level 10 life, where you just work out where you're at and where you feel you're at and see how I say happy you are, but how in tune you are with your goals, because a lot of these are part of my goals, whether it be routines, whether it be mental health, whether it be personal development, body image in relation to weight loss. They're all things that are really important to my goals. I will have a goals page in my new bullet journal. I've decided that that's one of the things that's going to go in there, is that I want to have, along with my level 10 life, I just want to have some general goals for life. So they're not quite so, it's not quite so packaged in a category. So if I pop back to my level 10 life, wherever it's gone, no, quarter one. Where's level 10 life gone? There it is. Right, so if I go back to my level 10 life briefly, you'll see that I've got the level 10 life on the left hand side, and then I've got these goals on the right hand side. And I think what I want to do is I want to make them less categorised but more well-rounded. So a lot of them are related to what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, and it would be nice to have those as set goals rather than go, well, this is a career goal and this is a health goal. It's almost like, yes, losing weight is a health goal, but it's also a mental health goal as well. So it's almost like I don't want to bung things in categories. I just want to have general goals that I want to hit throughout the year, and then work out ways that I can do it. Also, my financial goals will go into my budget planner. So, you know, it's all about making sure that things are separate to a point, but that, yes, you have a goals page, but make sure that it's working for you. So that was my journal from July to December. And yeah, that's literally a nice list of things that we're going to migrate across. Obviously, I'll be taking you along for the ride on that one. But yeah, if you want to see that, if you like what you see, if you want to see how I made any of these spreads and everything, they'll all be linked on my channel. So feel free to go through and have a look at my plan with me if there's anything that you like, you're interested in. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, do all the YouTubey things. And yeah, let's create 2025 journals together. Take care.